We're so engrossed in the sounds of homeland Nigeria that with my Walkman or Dixman, I can't remember which of them at the time, I used to listen to this song, Isaiah. I listened to it back to back and back to back. I remember my immediate younger brother, who's a pastor, by the way, right now, Johnson, he scored this song from the album, from beginning to end. And this was in the early 2000s that I'm talking about. And they were like the champions, the superstars. I'm talking about the school I was mentioning was in Cameroon, guys, just to let you know. So this song was played in every club, every bar, every school, in Douala, in Boya, every part of that country knew the song. Most of the people do not speak English, do they? But the French guys could mime this song. That's how big this song was, at least on the African continent. And then come back to Nigeria. It was that song. If you're going to count, say, 10 most blown songs from Lagos in the history of a music, even from independence till now, I think this song will make the list.
It's a classic, actually.
One will only expect that the creatives behind this amazing piece of music would have done all they need to do to remain not only relevant but also strong and remunerated as a result of, I don't know if that's correct, but as a result of this gift of a song. Not only did this song play a role in, spicing up the sound of music emanating from Lagos, Nigeria, it also played a major role in giving people hope. It was a song that brought humility into the hearts of every single one who listened to it. At the same time, you jump to it. You jump to the beats and also enjoy yourself. It reminds you of one very significant thing about Lagos and by extension Nigeria. But today, what's the story? I'm very sure people were dancing to it like, wow, this song that year. That's all the song has got to offer. Well, maybe the next story would explain why I'm towing this path. Or maybe our conversation with our guests would also explain more. Isaiah, very sad one that we lost.
Really, this is one of many times that we've seen like a lot of people that helped in shaping the sound like back in the day from the get-go. You see them fall sick and they cannot even afford basic health care. They're coming on social media to ask for money. We saw the one with Lord of Ajasa.
Yeah.
We've seen quite OJB Jezreel.
Absolutely.
It is really
no more
sad
loss.
that these people put in so much work, from the get-go, from when the industry was like next to nothing.
Even Majek Fashek recently.
You see, he's
thinking of how big Majek was, and then it's scary, man.
You begin to wonder why do we have this happening? What did they do wrong? What didn't we get right? Is it because we don't have like the proper structure? Is there no proper royalty system? Why is all this happening? You begin to ask all these questions. I'm just going to get into the story real quick. This is actually coming out again because he's Mad Melon. He's dead, but right now Mountain Black, the other
part, the Mad Melon and Mountain Black
driver, he's come out to say that Mad Melon was actually neglected before death. He's accused the music industry of neglecting Mad Melon before death. I remember the last time we heard anything from these guys was when they had this issue with Techno. Yeah, that's the last time. I don't know what happened during that time with Techno, if they got paid or if they got money off that whole saga at the time. But I think that was the last time I heard something from Danfo drivers. But before then, they've always been in the shadows. Nothing has been happening pretty much. So he's come out to say like the music industry, like they abandoned Mad Melon, and he said that he was neglected by the music industry. We became popular in 2003, and we had been managing ourselves since then. I believe that with God all things are possible. We believed in ourselves. clientele, and that is why we were still relevant in the industry till now. The industry is very wide. You can fix yourself anywhere and make your money. We were also both involved in transportation business, but it's also come out to say like during the time that they needed help the most, that there was nobody out there to actually render assistance to them, and this is sad. With the fact that these guys were part of those guys from the get-go that shaped the sound of the Nigerian music industry,
contemporary Nigerian music
Yeah,
industry.
yeah.
No, it's really sad. It's really sad, and I don't want to stay in the studio right here and start. I don't want us to just stay here and start saying it's sad. It's sad. If not, tomorrow again, someone else will just die, and they say we'll say it's sad. It's sad.
And we'll move
Now,
on.
what can we do to arrest this? Do you think we're paying less attention to the things that matter and just following the clouds?
What is cloud chasing these days? Like it's Twitter trends.
Well,
Hashtag.
I want us to think and remember that it might be Mountain Black or Mad Melon today. It could be anybody else tomorrow in the creative industry. So I want to speak. If I'm asked to address someone in this, I would tell other creatives who are doing well right now, go back, pay attention to those who paved the way for you. And the older ones, leave the pride, collaborate so that we can all help each other. I'm not saying the younger ones don't need help, but let's see how we all benefit from this industry. But look, little me, what do I know? I don't know much. So that's why we have a very special guest joining us this afternoon to discuss one matter, which is pretty much what we have talked about. We do have the amazing Omo Lola Oyedele, who's a passionate creative. She's a drummer, photographer, producer, and fashion entrepreneur. Most importantly, Lola, she's called, is an entertainment lawyer with special interests in music, film, and applied arts industry. Lola is especially attached to the creative industry as a creative herself. This graduate of law from the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Kaduna State, got called into the Nigerian bar in 2015. She also has further training in human resource management and project management, certified from the UK. She started out as a talent manager and a member of a leading gospel, hip-hop and rap group called Rema Process. Worked with public relations as public relations officer, as well as a legal advisor for companies, some blue chips. I'm talking about the likes of C4 Music Entertainment and the 7th Creative Entertainment. Lola joined the law firm in 2016 as a junior associate and has since risen to senior associate in the law firm. She worked closely with managing partners in administration of a law firm. She's very proficient in music publishing, music business consulting, intellectual property profiling, as well as the general nature of film production process. She takes complex technical ideas and distills them into user-friendly visuals and numerical metrics to improve her clients' dealings in entertainment industry. In case you're wondering who our guest is, I just told you a few things about her. Good afternoon to you, the amazing Lola, and welcome.
Hi, Collins. Hi. Hi, Azari. I'm happy to be here. And then I'm sorry about my voice.
That's okay. We like it that way.
I had a late night yesterday and then
Yeah.
cold and all of that. But I'm happy to be here. Hi, everybody. My name is Lola Oyedele. And I am an entertainment lawyer and also senior associate at Technological Partners. It's an entertainment law firm,
All right.
strictly entertainment law firm,
Okay.
a boutique entertainment law firm. So we cater to music, fashion, sport, CSR, tech in the whole of not just Nigeria, in the UK, in the US, and Africa in general.
That's great. And that's a big deal, right?
Yes, it is a big deal.
Let's start from where we took off from the story.
Yeah.
Today we're going to focus on remuneration, creatives remuneration, and how we can improve on the reward system so that we can protect our creatives and their creativity.
Yeah.
And also, so we can tell a story. Like today, we should be celebrating Nigeria's independence. By tomorrow, we'll be 59. And we should be chronicling some of the great successes in our industry. But here we are, still talking about, after how many years? Still talking about this remuneration process, which, system, which is not favorable. How would you describe this remuneration system as we know it in Nigeria for creatives?
Yeah. So basically, as a creative, so whether you're an actress, whether you're an actor, whether you're an actor, whether you're an artist, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a cinematographer, insofar as you create anything that has to do with intellectual property, you should be remunerated, either in value or in money, that is to say, or you remunerated in different things. You should be remunerated for your work. As you create something, the losses in corporate losses, when you create something as an author, when you're an author of something, it means that you should actually get remunerated for it. And intellectual property is property. People see, like, when you say intellectual property, why should I pay you for your music? No, I will pay you for it because intellectual property is property. It is because it's intangible. Because it's intangible doesn't mean you shouldn't be remunerated for it. So if I create a music, whether as the artist, whether as the producer, I should be remunerated for it. And that's why we always tell, for me now, let me streamline it to music. That's what I always tell musicians and producers that when you create your song, have your agreement signed and also have your split sheet signed. Your split sheet is an agreement that shows each composer's percentage in the creative process, in the song that was created, in the album that was created, in whatever that was created. And also, apart from you getting your split sheet, it might not be now, it might not be immediate. When you create that song, it's for the future. It's like your pension. It's like going to work every day, and at the end of my time, my 35 years of working in the federal government or civil service, my pension is what I get for those days I had been working. So your split sheet is in the future. If somebody uses your song in a movie, if somebody uses your song in an advert, if somebody downloads your song, whatever way, in public performance, you should earn for creating anything that you create.
Has that been the story of Nigerian creatives, looking back from where we started to now?
Sadly, RIP again to Mad Melon. For some people, it has not always been like that, but for most people, it has been that they
For
end.
most?
Yes, Sonia Day still ends. Fela still ends.
Yeah.
Fela died in '94. Sonia Day is still very much alive. Even you have people like even Onyeka Oweno. I mean, when was the last time? The last song I heard was with her and Chidinma.
Yeah.
She's still earning for all those songs she created.
You recently, stood for one of our founding fathers as far as music is concerned.
Yes.
That's Haruna Ishola.
Yes.
Whose song was sampled by some guy in the Caribbean. So where?
Oh no,
Tell us.
That's Veronica Vega.
Oh,
and
okay, great.
everybody in my law firm and myself included, we facilitated that and was still working on that as well.
Okay.
So the reason that we were able to do that is because the people that sampled the song, they are called Zone 4 Incorporation in the US, reached out to us and said, "Oh, you are the owners, or you are the lawyers that are administering this song. Can we use it?" And they paid for it. It means that when someone uses your song, you get to be paid for it.
Wow. Great. We'll talk more about these guys. It's going to be a very interesting conversation. Don't be in a hurry to leave. If you love this industry, if you don't love it, be good enough and just go play stuff. But if you love this industry like I do, stay tuned. We'll be right back. But first, let's take a trip to our newsroom. We hear that President Muhammadu Buhari has pledged that his administration will continue to adequately fund the judiciary to enable it discharge its responsibilities. And as Nigeria now marks its 59th independence anniversary on October 1, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on citizens to put the country first and work for its betterment. Vice President Yemi Oshibajo says God, who controls the destiny of nations, has promised a new, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria as it turns 59 on October 1. The federal government, or the Federal High Court in Abuja, has ordered the remand of the convener of Revolution Now protest, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, and his co-defendant, Olawale Bakare, in custody of the Department of State Security Service, pending the hearing of their bail application. The Lagos Police Command has uncovered a baby factory from a detention camp in the Ikotun area of the state. The Bayelsa State Police Command has confirmed the release of Mrs. Beauty Siasia, the 80-year-old mother of former Super Eagles coach Samson Siasia, who was kidnapped on July 15. The South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says the government will finalize a clear economic growth strategy with the next few weeks as the country aims to boost confidence in an economy facing lower growth and job cuts. And Finance Minister Sajid Javid has said that the United Kingdom will leave the European Union on October 31, hopefully with a deal. Well, those were the latest headlines from Africa's most authentic newsroom, Nigeria Info Newsroom. Thanks for that, Joy Kalu, for compiling that. We'll move on now. Take a bill, take some music, come back. We still have the amazing Lola with us in the studio, guys. Don't miss out on any part of the conversation. My name is Collins. Teke. Isaiah Ebakoliali is also here.
That has to be the longest pause, but it's fine.
I don't know what you mean.
Very good.
Stick around, guys. The show is continuing. We're still live. Not like we don't have food to eat, man. We
do this for you,
we just have to be here. All right, guys, welcome. We still have the amazing Lola with us. She's, they say she's, you want to describe her as one in a million, but I'll say she's a million one. It depends on how you look at it. A woman of many parts. But today we're talking about her as an entertainment lawyer. She's touched a little on a few things, but let's get into it. We're looking at remuneration of our creatives remuneration, and what we need to know. What are you entitled to as a creative? When you do something, what are you entitled to? She just gave us a brief a while ago. But can you take us through the process of, you talked about protecting your creativity.
Yeah.
What is the process? What are the things to consider? What do we protect? Because, I don't know, and most creatives out there obviously don't know.
So like I said, I'll try to streamline to music because that's why we're here. That's why I'm here today, basically for music. But I'll try to touch on other part of it, maybe the film industry, sports. So when you create your song, it means that, as an artist, you go into the studio with a producer. At the end of the day, there's a sound recording, there's a master. Who owns the master? Whether the artist, or is a joint ownership between the both people that created it, or the record label. When you create that, the law has already said that copyright, whether or not you register your copyright, it's already it's already protected. So that means if someone else copies it, I don't need to necessarily have registered it in the Copyright Commission. I can go to court because I can show that, I created this thing. It's mine. There's probably it's on my system that I created it on this day. Everybody knows that I did it. It's out there. So that on its own, you're actually very protected. But also, it's very pertinent that when we create our song, we should also go to the Copyright Commission to register it, to show that I, Lola, created Sugar on so day. That's the name of my song. Apart from that, sign your agreements. Those are the first things you should do.
With who?
So if I'm singing a song now, I'm going to sign my producer agreement.
Okay.
I'm going to sign. If you don't want, whatever it is in your producer agreement, so you, the producer, you're protected as to, I'm going to get paid for this. If as the artist too, this is what I'm doing and I'm going to get paid for it. This is what I'm going to be earning. Like I said before again, sign your split sheet. And when you do that, so when the song is created, also to be protected, register your songs properly online. We talk about the metadata. Metadata. It's called the metadata, where you register your song. So this is the kind of song, this is the genre, this is everything. Register it properly if you're registering on publishing sites, or if you're registering on BMI, or if you're registering on iTunes. Sometimes you check info on iTunes, you don't even see the name of the producer. Maybe he spelled his name wrongly. And then the money is probably going to someone else, because what if someone else is bearing that name? Or they don't even put their account numbers. I have people say that, they're collecting management, like their CMOs, also collective management organizations, are not paying them. Did you give them your account number? The number there, is it your number that they can reach you on if they cannot pay you? Or so the money goes to a black box. And if you don't come after sometimes, voila, it goes to the general public. That probably signed on that CM.
Whoa.
Could that be the story of some of our creatives who, after creating lovely pieces, at the end of the day, especially the music industry, you mentioned the last guy. There's also this gentleman who took his life or lost his life.
Kwele.
He was signed.
It was one time signed to Olamide's YBNL, and he said he gave himself 10 years. Like if he does not blow, or like they like to call it, he will just take his life. So, and he posted it on social media, and it's crazy though, because his friend was actually was the one videoing, like making that video for him, because he wasn't recording himself. So I'm wondering, like, why would you record your friend say such a thing, and still? But it's crazy though.
All right. Wow. So could this lack of education be the major reason why most creatives who were supposed to sit by retirement, just relax and say, man, let the money come in, maybe. Could it be the reason why a lot of people do not really get the remuneration they expect or they deserve after making music?
Yeah, I feel that a lot of people, not like I feel, I know that a lot of people are not educated. I speak to people sometimes when I'm like, you created a song, have you signed your split sheet? And they're like, what the hell is a split sheet? And I'm like, oh Jesus, you don't know what a split sheet is. That is your like I mentioned, that is your pension. That is how you can make money in future. I also ask people that, do you have a will? And I'm asking this question now as creatives, do you have a will? I'm not up to 30 and I have a will. Why do I have a will? Because I posted something on my Twitter sometimes last month and said, as a creative, if you have 100,000 naira now that you're not using, or you have 500K that you're not using that is in your savings, why don't you write a will? Not because of only yourself. What if you die? I mean, we will all die one day. What if you die? Your song itself is property itself. That song you created is property. Why don't you write a will? Just for your family members.
That's right.
Some people died at a very young age. Pele died at a young age. Darwin died at a young age. If they had wills, I know that they'll be popping. Fela had a will.
You worked with the Green also. Did he leave a will?
No, he didn't leave a will, but we are working on a letter of administration. So by law, if you don't die, people that you die tested or intestate. Testate is when you have a will. So that says, when I die, give this to the XX person, give this to so if you die intestate, for your family members or people that are your administrators to be able to administer whatever you have in your
Letter.
estate. You have a letter of admin. So we're in court now. We're still in the probate registry and in court now to get him that. Once we get him that, we know that we'll be able to properly manage the estate. Not like we're not managing it now, but it's a uphill task because anybody now owns that green song.
Oh, wow. So
And they're getting paid. So
Wow. Wow.
real quick, I just actually want to touch on. There's been a whole lot of back and forth with YC, Bella, Tiny. You know, you didn't
Yeah,
give me
some of
money
the
for this. You
happenings.
didn't give me money for this. I've a lot of people, we talk about the artists themselves, but we forget the producers, like these guys that make the music. Because Ade came out to say he didn't get paid for
Yeah.
Juice, and Juice is one of those big YC hits, and he didn't get paid nothing off that song.
Yeah.
Like even the stream numbers or whatever came from that music, he didn't get nothing. So I want to ask, how do producers get their royalties? Is it just, you know, a lot of people will say, okay, Baba, the beats now 250K. Is it just a one-time thing, or when this song bangs, do I keep getting money? Like, how does it work for producers?
okay, so when you create a song, I have this thing I do every Friday called the Duffel Bag Cafe.
Okay.
Last week I talked about possession and ownership. So when you create a beat or when you create an instrumental and you give it to an artist, the artist, if say he or she signs an agreement, a deed of assignment or a deed of license, you're giving the person possession. That means you own it and you're giving the person possession. So when you create that beat, you have something called the initial license fee. So that's the 200K or the 100K that the artist gives you, that, oh, you created a song for me, this is it. But you still earn something. That's why also, again, referring to your split sheet, you earn from that. So the law says, by law, you are entitled to 50% publishing. So as a producer, you're entitled to 50% publishing.
Oh, wow.
So that means me and Collins, we create a song now. He's the artist and the producer. I'm entitled to 50% of publishing for
Wow.
life. So
Wow.
when entitled means for life, I mean, it's something I should earn. But because you're not signing your split sheet, and what if the artist now goes and then goes to sign with a publishing society, and then he signs 100%?
All right, so certainly, I mean, you're saying this means there's been a lot of breaching of the law as far as the industry is concerned among producers.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie about that. Some people sign 100%, and they know themselves.
Could it be totally? Could it be no? Could it be totally ignorance, or could it be some of them? Could it be deliberate moves to defraud?
Some deliberate, some they don't know. But I mean, if my guy does not know and you know, we've had issues where the producer is the one they use the song in a movie. You're supposed to call the producer and say, oh, yo, they paid us 50K. This is whatever you sign in your speech, this is your 15K or this is your 25,000 naira. But they don't do that. You keep the 50,000 naira and you keep keeping the 50,000 naira or whatever they keep paying, and you don't give the producer. That doesn't even make any sense.
All right. Now, like I said, we it's not the first time we're having these kinds of conversation, trying to sensitize people. You have been doing a lot on your page and social media. I just browsed, I checked, and I was like, wow. I mean, you're dedicating a day of your life every week to educate people for free on how they can know what they need to know, especially those in the music industry and creative industry.
Yes.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thumbs up for that.
Thank you very much.
Now, what is it we can do to arrest this as an industry? Now, I know that individually we're here doing sensitization, you are doing a lot of work out there, but it seems not to be enough. What can we do? Is it time for us to put a structure in place? And is it time for the government what can we do to make sure that as an industry? I spoke to one of my mentors and a good friend, Chulu Lemba, is a South African broadcaster and also voiceover artist. He's a Zambian, actually, but based in South Africa. And he told me, I said, we have issues with even voiceover artists, we don't paid well and all that. He said, well, that's new to him because in South Africa, there's a red card. There's a red card. You know what? And there are categories. Is it time for us to have something like that for creative industry, and how can we go about this?
Yeah, so I'm going to try to touch from everybody, that is the government, the individuals themselves, like the consumers, the artists themselves, the creatives themselves, and like everybody. So for the government, you'll be surprised that I've been to a police station before to report that, oh, someone used my artist song, and then the police was looking at me like, so madam, waiting they find. Because even the police do not understand intellectual property. There has to be a structure where I was flying into Lagos some few months, and I saw that there's only 3. I think they said they did whatever for National Video Film and Censors Board, and I realized that it's only 3 of them that are going to check piracy or whatever in music. So in 36 states, 3 people.
Wow.
Now these people, I'm probably I can swear that they are probably in Lagos. So only in Lagos. What happens to Adamawa? What happens to Benue? What happens to Zaria? What happens to Enugu? Who are the people that are going to be checking if somebody does not do the right thing? The police needs to know. They also have to understand that when someone that intellectual property is property. So when you steal my stuff and I come to tell somebody about it, get my thing back for me if I can prove that I own that. Charity begins at home. For the consumers too, we too were a problem. We're not buying these people. We don't buy real music. We don't buy people's music, and we expect them to have money. And then I'm very upset here now. I'm talking about this because we have some very silly blogs, www.nigerx.com, nigermp3.com, nigerloaded.com.
They're even going to add.
I'm serious. You guys put these people's songs. They even some of these artists come to me and say, "Oh, I gave this guy 30K to put my song in that
Yeah,
blah,
you
blah,
pay
blah."
for your content to go up.
And they do not pay you back.
So what used to happen in Alaba when people would pay people to
This is
pirate their songs?
This is like Tech Alaba now.
It
This
is not happening
Tech
live.
Alaba.
And people are,
Alaba is even, it's happening in digital world now. See, Alaba, I understand that maybe you have people that are bad in Alaba, but you're good people too. People are in touch with Alaba people and they share, they distribute their music and they get paid for it. So for even the consumers as well, you're listening to this, buy these people's songs from Boomplay. You have Boomplay, you have iTunes, you have Tidal, you have Spotify, you have everything ready for you. And even as the creatives as well too, I think some of them they don't say, oh, you know what, I'm like, anybody you can just get my song. No, bro, buy my song if you're going to buy it, and do the right thing too.
All right.
I think the Nigerian music community, we are not really, I can come out and say this. A lot of people don't buy this music. A lot of people just go on Google search, and you have so many websites pop up your songs that they are putting on there for free. You even pay them to put your songs on. What plans do you have as from a legal perspective? What plans do you have for these people?
Does the law cover any fights online?
We have a lot of these websites put our songs for free.
So this is what I do for my clients and people that reach out to me. So when they say, "Oh, hi Lola, my song is somewhere," the first thing we do is a takedown. I take down that song from everywhere in the whole world I can find it on, and I can take it down from. So not just even music, even for films. We have some films on some websites that are not supposed to be there. So we take it down first of all, and if you don't listen, I send you a cease and a desist letter. And then if you don't listen, that means you're being stubborn. We go the hard way. I go to report you to the police, or I go to court.
All right. Now I would like to know what the law really says about so you mentioned a few things. That the law said that 50% for producers, for example. What else does the law say as far as what we're discussing is concerned?
So, like I said, that the law says you're entitled to 50% of what of publishing when you create. So it means that when this song are registered on CMO, on PRS, or wherever, whether you are using ASCAP, whether you are using COSON, whether you're using whatever, when this song is registered and is used, you should earn that percentage of publishing of that thing that you signed. So in your split sheet, if you sign 30 as opposed to 50%, when you get royalties for it. That's where royalties come from. So when a song is, whether public performance, whether mechanical royalties, that is your song is downloaded legally. It's downloaded legally, or it's whether it's synchronization or it's anything, you should get that percentage of whatever you signed. That's opposed to, like I said, the initial licensing fee that you paid. Some people go as far as earning from sales royalties as opposed to publishing. So sales royalties is, oh, you know what? Don't pay me for being a producer. I'm going to be earning from when your song is on iTunes. So sales royalties is when the song keep here on iTunes or anywhere.
Okay.
Right.
Real quick. So, in the light of all this happening, all this ignorance happening in the game, we have quite a number of people that are doing it right. We have Wiz, we have Tiwa, we have people that are cutting it globally. We have Wiz sell out Ultra Arena a couple of times. We have Burna Boy, African
Touring
Giant.
the
The
world.
album is like massive. Remember, I just appeared on the Billboard at the New York Times recently.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you real quick, like, how does this individual successes benefit the African industry in general?
It does, and I'm happy. We're very happy. Beyonce's Lion, the gift album came out, and we had a lot of Nigerians on it, a lot of Nigerian artists on it.
Okay.
I like the fact that it's making even us as other creatives confident. Now we know that our music is not just in Nigeria anymore. Somebody in Japan is playing my music. Somebody in Mauritius is playing my music. Someone here is playing my music. It's a good thing, and then we should not just relax and say, they are playing our song. Everybody can be there.
Yeah.
So that means don't stop creating. And the reason why Beyonce will be able to work with these people is because they are doing things the right way. So if you're not doing things the right way, a Beyonce will not come to you. A Rihanna will not come to you. But that she's coming to you and your team don't even understand what a producer agreement is, what a release form is. And I mean, doing the things the right way, and it's good for each and everybody. If Rema is on Billboard somewhere, where's this guy from? He's from Nigeria. I want to listen to some other person.
Yeah.
And that's why you're probably going to listen to a Lighter Tomorrow, or you're going to listen to a Devoli or somewhere else, because I've seen somebody else like that. So now they're even knowing that now, because you go somewhere and they say, I'm from Africa. I was in Ghana. I'll tell you about Nigeria. Nigeria is a country now that is not just a country, like it's not just Africa. It's a country that is exporting music.
A lot of music out there.
All right, guys, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Entertainment Business Monday. This is where the education, I'm talking about the music, entertainment, business, education happens every Monday. What a way to kickstart the week, actually. And we have a very interesting guest, I must say, like always. You can call her legal tool, and you'll be absolutely correct, because that's what most people call her in the industry. But if you're writing her a check, just in case, her name is Omolola Oyedele, and she is giving us a lot of education on how creatives can protect their creativity, and also the processes, what we need to know. I hope you're listening. Anyways, we'll take a pause quickly when we come back, because this lady's got too much juice and too much sauce. We'd like to squeeze some of that juice and sauce, not speaking literally, guys. Knowledge, from a wealth of knowledge, when we come back. So stick around. If you have a question for her, or a comment, or just about anything that she said that you feel, okay, let me find out more, well, the opportunity is staring you in the face right now. You're just a phone call away. The numbers to call: 01277 1993, 01277 2993, 01277 3993. And if you're a lady out there, hello ladies, we love you. The mamas too, all right, just about anybody. If you're a woman, you have a dedicated line for every woman who like to call the radio station. So we'll give you the numbers. The number is 01277 0993. So guys, we'll start taking your calls, but first let's take a breather. Stick around. This is a Lunchtime magazine, and my name is Collins Teke. Isaiah Ebakoliali is also here.
Man with this.
I wanna wait for nobody.
I do.
I came to collect my ticket and I was beat. You didn't allow me to beat it to your name. I wanted to beat it to your name.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll see again now. We're going to see again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. How about you both? You won the prize and she just can't contain. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Colin.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Ovisi. I'm an artist, and I'm calling from Igondo.
All right, great. You have a question, a comment, or have you learned something today?
Yeah, I've learned so much today, and I don't want to regret anything that I've done in the past as my mistakes. I just want to start afresh from here. Today has been very educating to me. So
Great.
I like to... Is Lola still in the studio?
Lola is very much here.
I am here.
Hi, good afternoon, Lola.
Hi. Hello.
God bless you for everything you've done today.
God bless you too. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So, Lola, I don't know how to connect with you.
Oh. All right, you will listen. You will listen. She will give you a social media handle so you can DM her. You can slide in the DM. You allow some sliding in the DM.
Yeah, you can
right?
slide, but please let's keep it strict business.
Business. He's a lawyer.
It's all good. It's all good. It's business.
All right, thank you very much.
I just want my music to give me life.
Yes,
Okay,
you
good.
will do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for calling. Let's see if we can
Yeah,
squeeze
thank
in
you,
one
sir.
more call and find out who's there. Okay, 012771993, 012772993, 012773993. Please keep it short and simple. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Titus. I'm calling from Lekki.
Hi, Titus. Turn down the volume on your radio.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Is Madam Lola there?
Yes, Madam Lola is here.
Hi.
Madam.
You just laugh, please. I'm a young child.
As the first caller said, yeah, I'm an artist too, so
Okay.
I don't want to make the mistake again anymore.
No, you won't.
So I don't know how to get you to.
All right.
Maybe I'll
Keep
work this out.
listening. Keep listening. You
Okay, no
got to
problem.
find out. Keep listening to the show. Now, that's obvious to let you know that the creatives who mind their business. Now, mind being the operational word, minding their business, have their business in their mind, will listen to Entertainment Business Monday because there's so much to learn. And that's why I say if you're not interested at the initial stage, that means you really, if you're not interested in the creative industry, you might not really find a reason to stay here. But if you love Nigeria and you understand the role of the creative industry in solving some of our biggest problems, what it can actually do and what it's doing. Do you know how many people are employed? Nollywood alone, by the way, I told you before, is responsible for adds about 21 point something percent to the GDP. 2.1% to Nigeria's GDP. And is responsible for 21% of direct and indirect employments in Nigeria. Bro, do you know how big that is? That was as of 2015, and according to the IMF. So, guys, if you are there still thinking, oh, these people are just talking, it is something that can actually bring a lasting solution to some of our biggest problems. I'm talking about our creative industry. If only we can manage it well, and that's why we're here. Now, before we wrap up this conversation finally, what would be your parting shots to everyone listening to you, Lola?
Yeah. So this is something I tell everybody, or I say all the time. There is music and there's the music business. They are two different things entirely. One is the knowledge, one is the creative part. If you know the music and you don't know the music business, I'm not cursing you, but you just started. That's the first mistake you ever made. And you don't necessarily, you can't say this. I don't like when people say they don't know. Don't tell me ignorance. There's Google. You have entertainment lawyers. You have entertainment managers that are very good. You have entertainment accountants. And that's why there's always problem. Oh, this person stole my money. They are entertainment accountants. There's RLR report. Check them out on social media, on their website. They are entertainment managers. You have Osage, you have Godwin Tom, you have Efe Omoro. You have these people. You have entertainment lawyers.
Yeah.
You have myself. You have Foza. You have different people. It doesn't necessarily. You can't lie. I feel he's lying when you say that you don't know about the music business. So there's the music and there's the music business. And also as a creative, when you're creating, remember that is a long chain. So you have the producers, you have the A&R, you have your guy that does your graphic. And that's why some people say they don't earn, because they forget that this thing is the whole thing. Everybody is a chain. Everybody has to earn. So give everybody what they should earn, and everybody will be fine. And know the music business most especially.
Is that unity in the industry?
Unionization, yeah, that's one big question we need to tackle.
I don't even know where to start from, but
We hear that let me help. We hear that there are different factions. There are even, in fact, that the industry is divided along ethnic lines.
It's even ruining pricing.
That's is divided along ethnic lines.
Okay.
And along
we have
segments like the movies, the music, this. Everybody's saying we're all different.
In the music,
DJs on the
we have
is that
delay,
what's
we have
happening?
this, and there's a whole lot of rancor and beef going on.
Rappers are shouting now.
There is unity and there is no unity as well. So it's in two places.
That's a virtual contradiction.
Exactly.
Lola.
Like there is and there's not, because there's some people that there's will I say maybe it's click the right word, but I don't want to say there are no unities. I just feel like some people are just there like.
Has it helped?
The fact that there's unity now, or that everybody's trying to do it, there's a collective. Okay, guys, this is what we should do. Some people, like I said, it's in this industry that you have some funny blogs that put songs on their website, and when you attack them, this is something I face on social media, and Foza does. They are coming to tell her, oh, so Foza, you're saying we should not put that. Yo, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to say all of us should have. You know what? Take for example publishing. If I can come and meet Isaiah now and say, oh Isaiah, I want to use your song on my movie, and you say, oh, for every time there's synchronize, we want to do a synchronization or whatever it is, I'm going to pay you 1 million naira.
Yeah.
That's the price all of us have agreed. And everybody, and you must sign an agreement.
Yeah.
You now say 1 million naira, then go to somebody and say, the person will say, don't worry, I'll
We
give you
spoke about this
5,000
days
naira
ago.
for
We
you.
spoke
about this, man.
Like I'm so happy.
I'm happy you mentioned this,
because we said even with TSC.
Yeah.
TSC said the only problem they are facing as photographers is that I come to you and you tell me 150k. You go to the next guy is saying 20k.
Yeah, he's very upset.
Even as a voiceover artist, someone calls me,
boy.
Collins, I need you to
We
put something, and then I'm telling you, yo, I'm one of the best on the African continent. So you want to pay me, you pay me XYZ, and then some guy from somewhere will just say, Ogbeni.
Some guy that Lagomeji.
You know, we just
5K.
We just collect 5K and just destroy the
Buy
industry.
fuel and do.
Is it time for us to come have an? I mean, there's a red card
Buy fuel and do
in
5K.
South Africa.
Crazy.
There's a red card. If you're doing anything, it's open, like it's business. You're doing a voiceover, if it's 5 minutes, if it's this, there's a red card. Aren't we facing the wrong things? We're making Tacha trend when we're supposed to make red cards and the industry trend.
I think
Anyways.
everybody should come together. And when we come to, I'm not saying that, so if you have a red card, it means that it doesn't mean I can go lower. It means I can go higher. You know, in fact, if you say it's 1 million, it means I can tell you 15 million.
Yeah, that's
so that
right.
means you that will now say, oh, you
Come
know what,
down.
I can't give
But
you
it's
15.
the red card will give it like.
So everybody
where
can
you cannot
Go below.
Yeah, or go below. Yeah.
All right, let's say we just had a conversation like a town hall meeting, and now we're going to agree to a communique. And let's say the communique, you understand this too. The communique would be that, look, let's come up with standard pricing for what creatives you earn. Would that make sense, gentlemen, lady?
Yeah.
It will. Some people will not agree, but it will make sense.
No, they don't agree about so many people don't even agree with the government.
Exactly.
What have they done about that? They still vote the government out.
Real quick, I need to ask you something. Are you a hip hop head?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love hip hop.
Okay. We all know hip hop is not like a mainstream genre in Nigeria, but recently we've had Vector Purge, we've had MI back and forth, we've had Black Bones is on there talking about how he's the best rapper in Africa. Do you think this is healthy? Or do you think this is good for hip hop that we have this, I don't want to call it unhealthy rivalry or beef, like the beef is happening. Do you think this is good for hip hop?
I think it's driving a conversation. There's always been beef. Are you joking? Pusha T, I mean,
it's not been this heavy, like,
yeah,
for
and I
Nigeria.
like it. And what I was telling someone the other day on Friday in my office that everybody's talking about this and about hip hop. Don't you think it's the time for all of us to go back and say, you know what? Let's down that there's a conversation around something.
Yeah.
You release your song, and then everybody's going to do. Sometimes to get something, it has to scatter.
All right.
True.
Sometimes. I'm not saying it should scatter and everybody's crying and we're burning, but there should be, there's a conversation around it now.
Yeah.
It should be a healthy conversation. You'll be surprised that even, I don't know for reals, but you'll be surprised that even Vector and MI are doing this for the culture.
I tell you.
For the culture, right?
For the culture. So
I remember.
I like what they're doing.
Let's go back in time when Da Green was still alive. God rest his soul. As we sign out now, there was a time that Da Green, at the time they were saying, there's beef between MI, Da Green, and all that, and everybody. And then boom, Neptune came out with this.
I know, yeah.
So we're signing out now, guys. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you for. How can they find you on social media, by the way?
Yes. You can find me on social media at Legal Tool. So it's the E, it's like a 3. So L3GALTOOL.
All right, guys, find our guests there as you enjoy this throwback hip hop 101. Stick around. This Entertainment Business Monday is not over. We have 2 more guests to join us on the show.
1, 2, 3. I got Emma on the remix we made to see.